Good evening and happy Sunday night. We're going to get started here in just 1 minute, guys. Thanks for joining. Okay, so I have said before that if you never have had anything foul up on a live stream, then you're not really live streaming. So guess what? Instead of my guest tonight, I got to deal with this dude. Oh boy. Okay. Happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us on Father's Day. So, I was going to interview Chris Weatherman tonight, and he is no, I need to change that. He is the author of the survivalist book series, Angry American. He writes under the pseudonym of Angry American, Angery, Angery. American. And it's this book series here. I did a video on these books a while back. Several people commented that they know him. They commented on that video that they know him, and they reached out to him, and somehow he and I got connected, and he sent me his phone number, so we've been texting back and forth the last month, and I invited him on the channel, and he was out of town last weekend, but he was in town this weekend. But he texted me about a half hour ago, and he said that he was driving home and his car broke down. He had a flat tire, I think. Nothing major. And he's stranded because he called I guess he didn't have a spare tire, but he called a shop and they don't have the tire he needs. So he's having to spend the night in a hotel wherever he is. He lives in Florida somewhere. And so he's not able to make it tonight. And he was very apologetic, and I hope that I hope everything works out with this vehicle, but I said, hey, let's chat tomorrow, and we'll come up with another date. So we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done, and that's that. So tonight, what?
I have never had a guest cancel on the same day. I had guests cancel, and we push stuff back, but never like an hour right before. Man, that would just leave me scrambling. And oh man,
Yeah, it is ironic, Trucker John. His car's broken down in Florida, and he can't get home, so he has to walk. So if you guys, I should have said that to him. In fact, when I talk to him tomorrow, I will absolutely bring that up. I'm like, is anything kind of like familiar with this situation? So if you haven't read the book series, that's kind of how it starts, except it's not from a flat tire. So
art imitating life.
Yeah. So all good.
Yeah.
All
so
good.
For Father's Day, look at my barbecue new shirt. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Okay.
Digging it. It's the first time I'm wearing it out. I'm enjoying it.
Good. Okay. So so I hit up everybody in the Discord, and I'm like, hey guys, let's just talk about field day. Mike, I see Mike's actually responding in Discord. What do you know?
What?
And yeah.
I didn't hear it bang.
So he's talking in Discord now, so there you go.
Yeah. Steven also.
But
what happens when you go live? Everyone checks the Discord messages that we've been talking
I know.
for the last
30-ish
30-ish minutes.
Yeah.
Mike has the link. He knows how to get in here.
Yeah, Mike has the link. It's the same link it always is. So we're going to talk about field day plans and see what we can fill an hour with that. But this is good. So Jordan, thank you for watching my videos, because that comes directly from a video. Since we are ad-libbing here, what is the rules for calling CQ on the YouTube chat? Yeah.
I missed the reference. What video was that?
It was my video I posted a while back about why are the ham radio repeaters all dead. So, and I had mentioned in that video that calling CQ on a repeater was bad form.
It's bad form.
And people come by and they're like, there's nothing in the rules against that. And I'm like, I never said it was. There's nothing in the laws against that. I never said it was.
But it's customary on the
FCC
repeater.
Doesn't care about that. I never said they did. You know,
on
that
a repeater,
kind of thing, so.
when you call your call sign out, this is KG5AH. It is that is a form of a CQ. If you want to just be on the side, I think also, at least in the Dallas Fort Worth area, you come back. This is KG5AH, just monitoring.
Yeah. True. Man. Well, and somebody mentioned somebody put a comment in the video, and I think I hadn't thought about it this way before. It was a very good point. But when you're calling CQ on HF, and you could even call CQ on sideband VHF if you want to tune up and down the sideband, the 2-meter sideband band. You can call CQ out there. But they had a good point. They're like, well, calling CQ is like you may or may not know where the station is, because we have a variable frequencies that we can go between on 10 meters, 20 meters, that kind of thing, and even on 2 meters. Well, on a repeater, you're always on the same frequency.
But
I'm like, well, that's probably good.
But when you're calling CQ on a frequency, you're calling CQ on the HF frequency. You're here. You're not going to be CQ. I'm listening over on 14.25.
You actually can do that. It's called working split.
I wasn't going to go in there, but yes. But I just meant that it's not very variable. The majority of the times, we are calling CQ on the frequency we want to hear it.
Yes.
On the repeater themselves, though, I just pull your call sign out. Someone wants to talk to you.
And the thing I said in the video, and I mentioned that 146.52 is a calling frequency. And you're not really supposed to rag chew on calling frequencies. Agreed. Just like you're kind of not supposed to call CQ on a repeater. But after I said both of those things, I'm like, you know what? I have driven east from Texas and west from Texas, and with the exception of a few very specific places, you very rarely hear activity on 6.52 driving all over the nation. So I'm like, why not use it for rag chew? Because nobody else is using it.
The most time I heard people talking on 5.2 is when I'm actually going back between Dallas or Houston, and you get the
there's some people in Houston
of like, hey, you're really fast. You sound awesome. Oh, you're gone. Because they're going the other direction.
Yeah, it's yeah, so I was like, I was like, I'm fine with rag chewing on there because people use it so infrequently.
Yeah.
And if someone comes onto a repeater and calls CQ, I usually try to go back to them. In my mind, that means this person's new; they just got a license. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's say, hey, man, yeah, I hear you out there. Yeah, you're 5'9", full quieting into the repeater. What's going on? How are you? And then you stripe a conversation. And then later on, you might be able to say, oh, by the way, calling CQ is not really. It's kind of bad form on a repeater, but I don't care. I mean, go for it. Thank you for the super chat, TC Fitz. Mike, what's up, buddy?
I call CQ on the ham all the time.
On the ham.
You know what frequency I call CQ on all the time, every time I go to a park?
Huh.
Bodie McBoatface.
Bodie Boatface frequency, yeah. So do you guys remember the guy that walked up to the trailer at Hamvention and he said he was going to do the Appalachian Trail next year? He was going to take 5 or 6 months.
Yeah. Did you see where he was today?
Yes, I did. That's what I was about to say.
Oh, I missed it.
I put his call sign in my ham alert, and I'm sitting there in freaking church, and I look down, and I'm like, oh my God.
He started?
He was doing soda on 14.299. So
love it.
I could barely hear him.
I
thought he was at the St. Louis Arch or something. I saw him spotted for POTA.
Maybe it's a POTA. Maybe he was doing POTA. I saw somebody else on Maybe I saw somebody else on soda. Maybe it was a POTA.
Bring it back to around a little bit for the topic offhand. You can work 2 meter on field day. It just has to be not on a repeater frequency, but you can log those contacts.
Yes, correct. Yeah, FM simplex is fine. Sideband is fine. CW is fine.
Mike, you need to call CQ and APRS. This was totally you. I
use ICOM HTs.
That's why you don't.
Although I am fully decked out with Yaesu in the car now, though.
Nice.
Yeah, you are. You are. So, my wife hates when I call CQ to her in the living room from the kitchen. That's good.
Please tell me you've done that. Please tell me.
You need another beer? QSL.
Yeah, no doubt.
QSL.
Very true. Very true. So
we got some QRM. I can't hear you.
Oh boy. What's up, Izzo? So those who are just joining us, I was supposed to have Chris on tonight, author of the fantastic series Going Home, and he is broken down in a vehicle in Florida. And when he told me that, I was scrambling to figure out what to do next, so I kind of didn't put two and two together. But yeah, that's how the whole book series starts. So now I got to tease him about that.
When I heard you say that before I jumped on, I'm like, start walking.
Right, yeah, start walking, buddy. Hope you got a go bag.
It's only, what did he, 290 miles or something? He wants?
Something like that, yeah. Something like that. That's funny.
You only do that by starting the path with the first step.
Yep. Except he did it, I think it was in November in the book, something like that. So it wasn't 95 degrees.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't remember. It's been so long since I read the first book in that series. But yeah.
It was October, something like it was in the fall.
It was in the fall, I want to say. Yeah, it wasn't cold out, but it wasn't
the
middle
nights
of
were
summer either.
Always having to build fires and stuff.
Right. Yep.
So, talking about our topic, what is our plan for field day?
Lon Moore says field day is next weekend, ? Yes, field day is next weekend, and there's Robert.
How is it next weekend already?
I know it.
I know.
Isn't it crazy?
God.
We just did a Hamfest, Mike.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
We all did.
No, we did it one yesterday.
Oh yeah, that
yesterday.
Well, I mean, at a mall. Come on.
Yeah.
Well,
it was a good size. It was a good size for what it was. In fact, I shared my. I didn't make it last year, but I shared my video from 2022 on Twitter and on my community tab today, or maybe it was yesterday. And I said, hey, you want to see all of you who are at the DFW Ham Expo this weekend? Here's what it looked like 2 years ago.
And here's what it looked like on my channel coming up Monday. But you did a live stream also this year.
I did, yeah. I did a live stream. And hey, the live stream, the AT&T 4G, 5G inside of the mall was fantastic. It was getting 26 up and 45 down. I'm like, I am not going to complain with that. That was freaking fantastic. But, yes, field day is next weekend. And thanks to Rob out here. So traditionally what we've been doing, we've been going to the hunting lease for field day. And I kind of just wanted to do something different this year. It's been freaking hot outside for the last 2 or 3 weeks since the storms finally stopped up here in North Texas. And I'm like, we could go out there. I don't have as much sleeping area as what I had last year at the hunting lease. So my trailer's up there, but the other one's not. And I was just like, I kind of want change it up a bit. I really enjoyed Winter Field Day in Galveston this last January, and I think we're going to do that again next year. So if people are down for that, but Rob offered up
do all field days at the beach.
Well, and I looked, but my house is rented next weekend, so
Oh.
it's not rented this weekend, but it's rented next weekend.
Yeah.
So I can't. Yeah.
I wonder
summer's
if it's a ham.
peak season. I don't know. Maybe.
Probably someone in need of a serious latitude adjustment.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Inside joke.
So, what? Okay, so Rob offered up. Well, he didn't offer, but he had the idea.
We were brainstorming alternatives to what we could do than our normal field day event, just because I think both of us been traveling. Jason, I know you've been on the road more than all rest of us, and I just did not feel like packing and bringing enough stuff to be out there for 3 or 4 days to sit in the summer heat.
So
it's a
Rob,
little bit
why
of
don't
tidiness.
Rob, thank you for joining, by the way, Rob.
Yeah, you bet.
And why don't you tell us about tell everybody about what your idea was?
Yeah, so the last couple of years, I've been doing field day with a club here, my club that's in the Paradise, Bridgeport, Wise County area here in North Texas. And it's a smaller club, like a lot of them are, right? Once you get out away from, the DFW area. But it's a really great club. They do lots of cool stuff, right? And they go all out for field day. So my suggestion was come on over to the West Fork Amateur Radio Club's field day and, join in with all the festivities that they put on. And that's what we're going to do. It's going to be great.
It's going to be fun. Yeah. So they attend this, they do their field day at this place called the Northwest OHV Park, which is in Bridgeport, Texas. If you just go to, this is the city of Bridgeport, but I don't know if the OHV Park has their own.
It's on the city's website.
It's on the city.
I'm sending you links, or I could share it out if I had screen share.
But no, I'm showing it right now on the stream. But it's like a Jeep and overland trail park. They have various trails that you can drive up. My brother's done a couple of Jeep rides out there, and I've been wanting to go out there anyway. So I might do a little bit of minor wheeling myself on Saturday. But they rent out this. They don't rent it out, but the city of Bridgeport gives it to them. Gives it to the Ham Radio Club for the weekend.
They do. They do.
Day, which is really fun.
The city's really supportive of the club. The folks that are there are fantastic. They're very supportive. For anybody that is in the North Texas area, and if you don't have a field day to attend, right? If you don't have a group, you don't have plans, it's open to the public. And normally you have to pay a fee to get into the OHV park. But again, great support from the city and from the park. If you roll up to the gate and say, I'm here for the ham radio event, they'll let you in without any cost.
There you go. That's even better. So
yeah, it's great.
So if you're going to come up for the day, don't purchase a ticket, but cool. Okay. So I'm looking forward to that because I think that will be a fun alternative to things we have done in the past. And I've been wanting to go up to that park anyway for the last few months. And I think that'll be fun.
That's not a POTA as well, is it?
It's not. And we were looking at that, and there's not a POTA very close because I thought, well, maybe we'll just go and POTA for the day and then come back. I mean, it's not that far, but it's not exactly close either. So it's probably like a 30-minute drive to get to the next closest POTA.
Yeah,
so
Fort Richardson's about 30 minutes away.
Yeah. So, but yeah, not good for not real convenient for POTA. Not impossible, but no, I think I'm just gonna chill there.
No, I agree.
And
and look, they do some cool stuff, right? So they bring in a couple cherry pickers and they pick up some big Yagis, right? So there's a 40-meter Yagi.
Always a Yagi, never an Uda.
Yeah.
So true. Poor Uda. So they do that, which is very cool. Brad Fuller, who is a Fredfish award winner, brings out his microwave stuff. So he does 10 and 24 gig contacts, which is pretty cool. He's also running a 6-meter station all day. He's doing FT8 and digital modes on a 6-meter station.
Jeez, poor guy.
I've been getting some ham alerts about guys working 6 meters. N8YO, who's in the chat right now, he's been working some 6 meters. I've been getting ham alerts from 2 or 3 other people over the last couple weeks that have been on 6 meters. So 6 meters is active right now.
The last few times I've filmed a video where I had to show my logging software, I've got the spotter on there. and there was 6 meter activity, and I never paid attention to it until I was editing the video, and I'm like, oh man, there's like all kinds of 6 meter stuff, and then by the time I see it, the band's dead.
Oh gosh, that's funny. Yeah. What's up, Kyle? How are you?
What's happening?
Not a lot. Not a lot. We're just kind of shooting from the hip out here because my guest bailed on me.
Hey,
So-
do you guys know about this contest coming up this weekend?
It's not a contest. It's not a contest. Yeah. Yes, I do. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
But there's
Oh,
awards.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It has a specific start and end time. Therefore, it is a contest.
And there are rules.
And
Yeah.
there's rules to POTA
There's
also.
rules
And-
to everything.
And
But
you
it
got to
never
submit
ends.
your logs for ranking.
Even if there are no rules, the rule is there are no rules. So there's still rules.
Right,
There's
there's
at least
still
a
a rule.
rule.
Wait,
A
is
rule,
there
yeah.
a role we don't talk about it?
No, we can talk about it. It's not Fight
Gentleman's
Club.
agreement.
Yeah, that's right. Gentlemen's. That's something else that was brought up in the whole repeater being dead video. A gentleman's agreement. Oh, it's a gentleman's or the maritime mobile net stuff too.
Yeah.
Gentleman's agreement. I'm like,
No,
well,
absolutely call
yeah.
CQ on
Yeah.
5.2.
no, it wasn't on 5.2. It was on a repeater.
On the repeater.
Calling CQ on
Oh, I don't
5.2 on
care.
yeah on Simplex I think is fine. Call
Yeah.
CQ on Simplex. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
But it was on a
You can
repeater.
call CQ on a repeater. That doesn't
It's
bother me.
it's usually considered bad form, but that's back from a time when Peters were actually quite active. So I don't,
And
like I
some
said,
people are
I don't
like,
really
just,
care.
Just say the letters. Don't say like your call sign phonetically on repeaters. You know, it's like who cares?
Right,
I'm so
yeah,
used
I've
to,
heard that, yeah,
I'm so used to
yeah.
NATO phonetics from being on HF, and I never talk
Right,
on VHF,
yeah.
so it's always
Yeah.
Kilo 8 Micro Mu Delta.
I do that
Yeah.
every now and then when I key up the repeater. This is Kilo Golf 5 Alpha. Oh, wait, hold on. KG5AHJ, what's up, y'all?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to text Chris right now. So hold on. Voice to text.
Tell him we all say we hope he's walking.
Everyone in the chat tonight finds it ironic that you broke down in Florida, LOL, period. Hopefully you're no, let me.
Oh,
Redo.
You're
Raise it
walking
up,
home with a
cranked it
go
up.
bag right now.
They
I-
want
I-
you to.
I find it ironic that he broke down and now he has to find a hotel room.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, he should have had a wilderness tent and some flares up.
Oh yeah,
And-
totally. Yeah. And that little grilly put thing that he could build a fire.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
72 hours worth of food and water.
Right,
and-
yeah.
beans
totally.
and rice.
He-
Before we stray
The-
too far, if anyone wants to come out, Robert, what days do they are open for to the public, and what should they bring or know?
Yeah. So
Co-hosting.
Hey,
Yeah.
this is free for all, Frank. Yeah, we're talking about field day. We're talking about other stuff.
I know.
too,
I
but-
understand.
Go ahead.
but
It's fine,
I
it's
was
fine.
wanting to make that clear.
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
it's a good point, right? I invited folks to come out, so we should probably tell them
Right.
the rules about
Yeah.
coming out.
Except for you. You're
Yeah.
not invited.
The first rule of
Right,
field
right.
day is not to show up at field day.
Yeah. Not right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So I'd say
The one
anytime
hotel this year.
Saturday, anytime Saturday's fine. Of course, you know, you might not want to come out early in the morning. There's not going to be a lot of radio activity until field day starts
1
in the
o'clock.
afternoon.
Right,
But
okay.
certainly anybody is welcome to come out during the day Saturday. There's generally folks that operate all night in this club.
Mhm.
Like I said, these guys are all about operating, and
Mhm.
they're great operators, and they love doing it. And then there's people out there operating until the final whistle on Sunday. So
Mhm.
folks are welcome to come out at any time during the field day window. That's
How many stations do they have set up?
it's going to be 4A this year.
Okay.
Okay.
And we don't have to bring anything. I mean,
No, you don't have to bring
Radio-wise.
anything at all. All the radios are set up. There's going to be a 6-meter station. There's going to be a 10-meter station, 20-meter, and then there's another station where they rotate through a few bands, right? So
Mhm,
depending on
mhm.
what's happening and what's cooking,
Mhm.
but
What about a
there's
GOTA
always
station?
I was about to ask.
there's a
that.
GOTA station as well.
Okay.
What are
So
the
go-
requirements for operating the GOTA station? Do we never?
So a go-to station is typically ran by or adminned by one of the club operators, but they use a different call sign than what the club call sign is for whatever reason, and it doesn't count towards your, like if they're operating 4 Alpha, then the go-to station will be technically station number 5, but they don't count it in their 4 Alpha. And then it's typically for people who are either technicians and can't get on HF or maybe don't have a license at all. And you've got somebody sitting there and one of the club members sitting there, and you just say...
As the control operator.
As the control operator.
And letting
you just,
the other person use the radio and speak.
And they just walk them through how to get on HF and how to make contacts, which is really, really a really great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, and, any of the members of the club will take, they all take turns at the go-to station. Mm-hmm. And, it's not like there's people in and out there all the time, right? It seems to be that there's certain times when things pick up. But what's interesting about this place is it is an active off-roading venue. So there's a lot of people that just drive by and kind of rubberneck, and they're like, whoa, what are those guys doing? And then they'll come over and they'll check it out. Yeah.
They will walk through it.
Yes. They will step on the coax. So I should bring my GMRS go bag and string up a GMRS Ed Fong antenna. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. Because those guys might be on GMRS.
Yeah,
some of the Jeep guys might be on GMRS.
I could make my first GMRS contact.
Lure them in.
Hey y'all. Hey y'all.
We're working some radio over here. Come on over.
Dude, I was thinking, remember those Bud Light commercials? It's real man, a genius.
Yeah,
I was thinking of doing a GMRS skit. With just like all dolled up. I talked to my neighbor. I'm like, hey, can you just put a bunch of makeup and crap on me and just be like a
because
tied
he has
shirt
makeup.
Yeah, his wife. And just do like some totally weird freaking like the hey y'all, kind of real men at GMRS. I think I have like a tiny little bit of script written, but
that would be amazing.
Fruition.
I look forward to it, Mike.
That's
I mean,
funny.
I've had that idea for like 2 years now, so I doubt it'll ever come to fruition. But it's a funny idea.
Yeah,
real men.
That is a funny idea.
This spot's a pretty cool spot too. It's one of the highest points in the county.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, it's called City Overlook. It's kind of the area that they identify it as in the park, and it does have great views and vistas of the horizon. And I think that's one of the reasons why Brad brings out his 10 and 24 gig stations, right? He can he can actually,
that'll be exciting to see that.
Yeah, he actually makes contacts with some folks over in the Plano area.
Didn't you do a video of all that setup?
I did,
Rob. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, last year
I saw something like that. Yeah. So when are we getting there? When do I need to be there? I guess is the $1 million question.
So I'm going to leave out of here. I'm going to leave home probably Friday morning, late morning-ish, and I'm going to drive to the deer lease and get my RV and then drive straight there. So I suspect I'll get there anywhere between 1 and 3 p.m. on Friday.
Okay.
And then Rob said they'd be out there earlier that morning.
Yeah, they're going to be out there at 7:30. They're going to try to get as much setup done as possible to beat the heat.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to go out early in the morning and help with the setup.
Yes.
Yeah. It's basically.
Check the chat.
Yeah,
Mike,
I think I saw the GPS pin in the chat.
Yeah. It's the address is on this website here as well. It's kind of like in the same direction of the lease, except it's on the other side of the highway from where we are. So, and it's actually a little bit closer to Grapevine than it is.
So serendipitously, I got this Friday off. I will be heading out Friday afternoon, and hoping to get there about the same time as Jason does, and those are my plans. And then I was going to help set up, and after that, sit back, pull out some good whiskey, and smoke a cigar.
That's exactly what I want to do. I want to sit around. In fact, I might go buy a pop-up awning. I have my pop-up awning, the one that I keep at the deer lease, and I actually have the cover to it in my garage here, so I got to remember to grab it. But I've been wanting to buy a pop-up awning for the last couple of years. I might go buy one because if you watch Rob's video from last year, they have like almost like this plateau area that's like on top of the mountain, but it's flat. And then you can see down into the valley from there, which is where the trails are. And they have 2 or 3 awnings set up, for shade. And there's nothing out there. So they have a air conditioned RV that they operate from, that they have the radios set up in. Of course, mine will be out there running as well. But I thought, if we'll have the awning off the trailer. But I was like, if we had a couple extra pop up awnings, that'd probably be good. So I might go.
That would certainly be helpful.
Yeah,
bring a chair
as well.
If you're showing up, I think our one rule, if you're showing up, always for the ham radio groups, is always bring your own chair and maybe another chair for someone else. Yeah. And the second rule, take your chair home.
Yeah.
Did we have any extra chairs from Dayton? I know we thought we
did. I gave them to NAYO.
Oh,
one of them was mine.
And
you're supposed to bring home.
No, there was 2 of them that were yours. And when I got home, Frank's like, "Where are my other 2 chairs?" I'm like, "Dude, I didn't know those were yours. They weren't marked or anything." So NAYO has 2 of Frank's chairs, but I was like,
Jason,
you
bring
I
your
almost
generator,
got
right?
Bucky's chair.
I will have my generator and my battery system. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're going to have a generator, but it's only enough to run the 2 trailers that they've currently, that they were planning on originally. So,
I don't expect that I will need to use any of their stuff.
Yeah.
Except for, I want to sit down at their radio station, obviously. But
oh yeah, for sure.
As far as facilities and whatnot and power, I shouldn't need to use any of their stuff. So.
Now, speaking of facilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's you're out in nature out there, right? So if you need to use facilities, you got to go up to the gate, to the porta potty that's at the gate, right? Unless
so there is one there then.
There is a porta potty at the gate.
All right. Good. Okay.
I can't wait to use that when it's 100 degrees.
Right.
With your bidet.
Right, for sure.
Yeah. Bring your portable bidet for that, Mike.
Dude, it's in my car, man.
I
got
It's portable.
There's a little compartment in the very back by the tailgate.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I got a little inverter and the bidet and something else in there.
He's got it in a Ziploc bag labeled bidet.
No, it came with its own carrying. It came with a handsome carrying case.
Let's see.
On a stark contrast, I am very interested in hearing Kyle's field day plans, because his setup and stations are going to blow whatever we're going to do out of the water.
No, I'm not going there.
What?
I'm not doing anything for field day this year.
What? Like, you usually, have like, these 7 station contesting with a 200-foot pole.
No, that's for Missouri QSO party.
Yeah. Yeah, he does that for the QSO party, not for field day.
This year, I don't know what I'm going to do. There's a QRP group that I'm a part of that I might go to. Might go to my club, St. Louis Suburban Radio Club. There's like 4 or 5 field days in St. Louis proper. So I don't know if I'm going to hit a couple of those. It all depends on how hot it is, man. Like, I've gotten to the point where if it's going to be 100 degrees outside, which I think it's going to be, if you don't have air conditioning, Kyle ain't showing up.
Well, you can just stay in the car and just,
and wave to him.
Get some B-roll and then do like a voiceover. It's like, all right.
Actually, as people walk by
that radio.
Yeah. As kids walk by, be like, hey, take this camera and go walk around those dudes up there.
Get
some shots and bring it
Here's
back.
$5.
Totally. Yeah. So I want to.
Oh, go ahead, Jason.
Well, I was going to switch gears for a second. So did you have something?
This is switching gears just a little bit as well.
Okay.
I was just going to recognize Izzo's comment there about my bidet being a garden hose. That reminded me of another story. Just a quick diversion.
Just a quick.
It's not a bidet story. It's a garden hose story. So just let's make that clear. I used to go to the Willie Nelson 4th of July picnics anytime they're in the area, right? So for a number of years, they had them here in Fort Worth, and they would have them down at Billy Bob's. And they always had a big they always made a big deal in the flyers that, hey, there's fresh water on site, so bring your own, drinking vessel, whatever it is, and, fresh water on site. Well, you get there and you stand in line and you wait and you wait and you wait. And you realize as you get a little closer that the fresh water is a garden hose coming out of the back belly box. So
yeah.
that just reminded me of that. So
yeah, that's good.
Be careful. Watch out for the fresh water.
Right.
And the garden hose.
Everyone's got a really good field day story. Like there's so many. One of the great things about field day is some of the stories and some of the crazy things that happen in field day. I'm surprised that people don't get limbs chopped off trying to put up portable towers, or somebody doesn't get salmonella from not cooking the hamburgers too much.
I think our most notorious story, or notorious field day for me that sticks in my mind, was the one with the cow that died 50 yards from camp. Anytime we cooked barbecue, I made these amazing ribs. I'm like, they're ready, y'all. I'm not in the mood to eat them right now.
Yeah.
And the flies were
They had a
so
nice bouquet.
everywhere.
Really?
You watch the stream, you watch my video. I think I have like 2 flies just walking across my head, and I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to address this because this kind of flows into something that I mentioned in one of my most recent videos here. So, let's see. I'm gonna start at the top here. John K5JHP says, the ham group I'm in does not include any new hams in any type of planning for field day. I'm thinking of driving out to a neighboring city and get involved there. Your club is completely missing the idea of field day. But here's the real comment here. So
can't participate.
That's what he claims. That's what he claims. Yes.
Read that sentence again.
I think it's planning.
The ham group I'm in does not include any new hams in any of the planning for field day.
That's planning.
Okay.
So new hams can attend. They just don't want them to help out with planning.
Maybe that's what he meant by it. Okay. But then Pamela replied to him, N1ZKH, and she says, same thing happened to me when I first got licensed in 1997. I was told I did not belong there in Worcester, Massachusetts, field day. Never been back since. Not worth it.
Oh yeah, screw them.
So, and I get this a lot on comments when I start talking about ham radio clubs. If I do my technician class and my general class that one of the local clubs here does and allows me to record, I get comments in that video as well. I'm not trying to cover y'all's face there, but there's some bad clubs out there. Thankfully, we don't have, to my knowledge, we don't have any bad clubs in the North Texas area. There are a lot of excellent clubs up here in the North Texas area. There's a lot of excellent clubs throughout the state of Oklahoma, I know for a fact. So if you have a club that does not welcome you to events like this, find another club because they are out there. If you live out away from the Metroplex and there's only like maybe 1 or 2 clubs within a decent amount of driving distance and they're not welcoming, then I'm sorry. I wish that wasn't true for you, but it's not like that everywhere. And I can attest to that, being a ham for 30 years. Now, granted, I've always been up here since I was licensed, but I can find a bunch of clubs in Houston. That's 5 hours south of me. Galveston area, Texas City has a good club. Throughout Texas, Oklahoma. I've been to several clubs in Oklahoma. Louisiana has some good clubs out there, at least western Louisiana. I haven't been all through Louisiana, but most, for every 1 bad club that's out there, I bet you could find about a dozen that are good. So field day is an opportunity to get people interested in ham radio, to get your community interested in ham radio, and to welcome new people into ham radio. And any club that doesn't do it that way is doing it wrong, in my opinion. So that's all I'll say about that. I hope that you guys don't experience anything like that, because it's not what it's for.
Yeah, go find another club. There's tons of clubs out there.
Right.
There are, but what if you're geographically restricted?
And that's the
then
problem.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
Then you're screwed.
Start a club.
I mean, the
Start
club here
yeah.
in Huntsville is lame, and the next closest club is in like Conroe.
Yeah,
so it's like,
Rob's got a good point.
I would
it's close to an hour for me to get to where they meet. It's the Lake Conroe Club. And I've been to a couple of their meetings. They're nice enough guys. but where they have the meeting is like way east Conroe, and it's like out in freaking BFE.
Mm.
So I just
Yeah.
I don't club here.
I don't club.
No
I don't
clubbing.
No clubbing there. Yeah.
Is your park open yet, Mike?
Yes, it just opened
Woot!
on the
Good.
11th.
Uh-huh.
So I've been there
Were you
Gonna
the
say, I
first
saw some
at
activator?
least
alerts.
2 or 3 times. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was there on the 11th, and I was going to film a video for a new antenna, but I didn't bring enough radials to make it work. So, and I knew that I didn't bring enough when I went there, and I tried it anyway, and it didn't work.
First radio
But then I went
problems.
back the next day, and then I filmed that video on that spider beam mast. And
Oh yeah, so the beast mode. I saw that video.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's awesome.
Monster.
And then I finally, just today, because Callum commented on that video, and I was like, crap. Because he sent me the 12-meter DX Commander like 2 years ago.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that was at Ranting Raven's house ever since then. So I texted her this morning. I'm like, hey, do you still have that antenna? I'm like, can I come get that?
Did she
God.
respond? I haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, I don't know. She's like, I'm going shopping. I'm not going to be back till 6:30, but I'll leave it on the picnic table if you want to come down. I'm like, sweet.
Yeah, good.
And frickin' traffic sucked on a Sunday in Houston still.
It's Father's Day. Everybody's out doing stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And oddly
Yeah.
enough, I was talking to my dad on like half the drive
There we go.
down there. Yeah, that
So
makes
this
sense.
gets so as if James Quirky QRP is in the chat, Jody had a good bro. Do you even club here? That's great. So there you go, James. There's another T-shirt for you. So, but you guys commenting, thank you very much. I'm going to read a few comments, and I want to have some more participation from the chat here because I want to know where you are, and if you have a welcoming, if you have a bad club, I'm not asking you guys. Hopefully there's not anyone that experiences that. But there's a lot of people in the chat saying our club welcomes people, our club welcomes people. So I want to know if you have a club near you that welcomes people for field day, and I want to shout those out in the chat for people who are listening. Let's see. We went down. I lost it. Okay. So N1JUR. If you're in the New Hampshire or New England area, you're more than welcome to visit the club for a great time. Search ARRL Field Day Club for Granite State Amateur Radio Club. KE6GAE. If anyone's around Nixa, Missouri, looking for field day to attend, we welcome all. Wayne from Cowtown, K5COW.
Oh.
Cowtown Amateur Radio Club. My wife tested for her general test there.
I
so
hear Cowtown's
good
a good club.
Yeah, Cowtown's an excellent club. I've been to several of their meetings. Cowtown encourages new hams to participate. Cowtown is Fort Worth. They're in Western Fort Worth-ish, so just look up K5COW online. Google that.
No.
Let's see. Who else? Nixa, Lake Con. There's Paul. I will be at the Lake Conroe one with SETAC, ARC, in Tomball. I was at the Huntsville SP State Park on Friday, Wayne says.
Yes,
Somebody
he
was there. So let's see. Yeah, K5CRA, Gene says. NOBARC in Massachusetts. Okay. SE Southeast Texas Amateur Club or something. Paul, I don't know what CTAC is, but Tomball, Texas, Spring Creek Park. 4 clubs in my area in Midlothian, Virginia, Hudson Valley,
Midlothian.
Dublin, Virginia.
I lived in Richmond. I know Midlothian.
Nice. Somebody else with Nixia, Missouri. That's cool. Augusta, Georgia. Let's see. Who else? Massachusetts in 3MFL. Oh, NetArc. Hey, Paul. Good deal. Yeah, if you missed my comment, I'll be volunteering at NetArc. Northeast Terran Amateur Radio Club, right up here, like 10 minutes from me.
He
That's a
said
good club
he was.
that they do.
They're operating this weekend or coming weekend at the Grapevine Botanical Gardens, which is a free
Nice.
location. So free parking, free everything. Just go there, say hello. I don't know any of the details. I just know the place. So
Good.
that might be if you're local to the DFW area and you want to check out what a hamfest is without driving up to us. I'd probably recommend that one.
Yeah.
Go
Roanoke,
to the Outer Banks
Virginia.
repeater.
Outer Banks, huh?
Hell yeah, dude. Love the Outer Banks.
Roanoke, Virginia. All three clubs here, the Colony, Denton, and Louisville, which is just the Denton Club is the one, Denton/Louisville Club. They're the ones who hosted the Hamfest we were just at yesterday. Let's see.
I haven't been to one of their meetings, but I hear they're very welcoming and they're huge in amateur radio operations.
Dakar is the Denton County Amateur Radio Association is the biggest club in North Texas. They'll probably. It's been 2 or 3 years since I've been to one of their meetings. It was pre-COVID, but it was not unusual to see 100+ people at one of their monthly meetings. So there's that. So Northern Berkshire Amateur Radio Club, 4 clubs in Southeast Virginia, N5 SEB, Tortoise never mind. That's not a club. Moultrie County Club, W1 SRG in Massachusetts, W1 BST in New Hampshire, St. Cloud, Minnesota, Dartmouth, Massachusetts, Santa Fe Trail ARC, nice, Olathe, Kansas, MCRCA in Monroe,
I gotta
Michigan.
Stop on that one. Is that the Monroe County Radio Club of America? I'm
Robert
just trying to
Ember,
think of
yeah.
what that could mean. But shout out to Monroe.
Yeah. Elmhurst, Illinois, South Orange Amateur Radio Association, Orange County. I assume that's California, but a lot of states have Orange County. SFT ARC in Olathe, Kansas. Tacoma, W2 USA, Fort Lewis, Garland ARC, Richardson Wireless Club. That's all here in North Texas area. Tulsa, Broken Arrow, Rogers County, Oklahoma, St. Charles.
This is my recommendation for any new ham. I said this, I think, maybe in my video coming up Monday, is Google your city name and put Amateur Radio Club behind it. And I'm almost bet you dimes to dollars there is one. And if not, just get on the 5.2 and call CQ until you find 3 other guys and start one.
And if you don't live in the city, Google your county name. There's a lot of county clubs out there. Montague Amateur Radio Club is Montague County is where my hunting lease is. They have an amateur radio club for that county. Denton County Amateur Radio Association is Dakara. So there's a lot of county clubs also. So it doesn't have to be city.
But don't forget the field day locator.
I was about to bring it up once we were going to bring it back to field day events. Tell us about that locator, Robert.
I'm going to see if I can find that.
If you just Google field day locations, you'll find a link for it. It lists. Now, of course, the club had to submit their information to be identified in the list, but there's a map. You can search a map. It's a huge repository of field day locations.
I didn't like it when I zoomed out, but you guys saw it before I zoomed out, so there's so many in there, it's taken a while to populate. But I just shared the link in the chat.
Man, I just got that.
So just got what?
The link.
Oh.
I was right behind you. I was trying to co-host.
That's all right.
So that part of the ARL website is also
that
part's working.
This one's working.
That one and the one to take your money.
Yeah. So a lot of good clubs out there that will, and I'd probably say 95% of them will. I mean, I don't want to speak for anybody. I certainly hope I'm not wrong when I say this, but I would say 90 to 95% of them would welcome a new person.
If they're on this website, I'm going to say it is a good chance that they are welcoming new people. If they had a private event, they will not publish their information.
Click on one of the things, one of the pins. Doesn't it tell you? I feel I've seen this before. Doesn't it tell you what they're about and all that?
It says their call sign, where they're located, and this one has an email address for a contact.
This one has an email, a phone number, and a Facebook page. Well, no, a Facebook account too.
Everybody call them.
Oh, there's a call. Yeah. There's a phone number too.
Yeah, there's a phone. Some of them have a phone number.
I see ours also lists the talk-in frequency, so some of them might have.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah, talk-in frequency is always good. Yeah, see the Dallas-Fort Worth area. That's all those.
Post
pins
that
right
info if you can in our chat, because that would be helpful for us. I will like that.
What's that?
Or the talk-in frequency. throw it into the Discord, please.
Do they have is that a repeater out there, Rob?
It is.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. I will. I'll put that in my radio for sure. So
I'll have to remember how to program my new radio.
You can't program your
But-
radio by a faceplate. You are not an amateur radio operator.
Hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, it's but yeah, it's field
a
day is
Yasu.
definitely fun
All
to
bets are off.
participate in, and lots of people are welcoming for that. So I'm surprised to hear that there's some cliquish field day groups out there. I guess I'm not surprised, but
It happens.
you know,
It's-
life,
Well,
is,
you gotta
life,
think-
life is
think-
too short. So
Think on the other side. Maybe there's just a few guys who are just
Mhm.
buddies who formed a club and they're doing field day.
yeah,
It
possibly.
doesn't necessarily mean they just want randos showing up. You
Yeah.
know?
But then,
Yeah.
then you don't publish your information to the ARRL field
Well, yeah. If
locator.
you publish it to ARRL, then you're an idiot.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
don't want that.
Right.
But if you publish and if you want a private event, and we've done private events before, that's
Sure.
fine. You don't put your information on here. You put your information on here to let people know you're doing that, and you're welcoming new amateur radio operators to help them get on the air, show them what this hobby's about. Because if you're just a UHF VHF person, and I played in that playground for a while, UHF VHF, before I really got the HF bug, this is a perfect window on what HF is like. This is the perfect window to get help to getting on HF.
Also, let me
Yes.
make this statement too. So
Go ahead.
the key is whenever people come up to your club, that someone says hello, you have designated people to come up and say hello. They don't. So one of the weirdest things you can do is whenever you've got visitors that are roaming around underneath your pavilion and they have no idea what's going on, and they have like
no one's
there's-
talking to them.
nobody's talking to them. You
Mhm.
have to, if your
Absolutely right.
club is going to do this, and they're going to have, if you're in a place where there's high foot traffic, you
Mhm.
have to have people that will go up to people, to strangers, and say, "Hey, welcome to the club. We're doing field day. Can I show you around?" And start that conversation, because there's
Mhm.
nothing more
Great point.
disappointing than walking up and nobody talking to you.
Yeah.
And then you
Agreed.
kind of walk around, try to get what's going on, and then people give me the side eye, be like, "Why are you behind me?"
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I'm behind you because no one said hello to me.
Yeah. Yeah. True. For
Great
sure.
Yeah,
point,
that's-
Kyle.
That's an excellent point, and
Mhm.
clubs would do well to understand that when new people walk into club meetings as well.
Oh
I-
yeah.
Yes.
I
true.
walked into some club meetings and turned around and walked right out
Mhm.
because
Hmm.
nobody even said hello.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to be there.
A,
I-
a, a
I've done that
hello and
before.
a
Yeah.
5-minute conversation goes a long,
Yeah.
long way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have done the same thing.
And if it is a YL, don't have 4 guys jump up at once.
Want to creep him out, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard the good word about ham radio?
Yeah.
Hey, baby, you want to see my bow fan?
Can I interest you in a car warranty?
You're extended.
Can I interest you in an abri?
Yeah. Hooray.
Yeah. Here's our junk pile. Would you like to buy something?
Right. Right. Sheesh. But yeah, so good. Don't get don't clubs get points for having visitors? Lawnmower says, yeah, usually. I mean, if they're reporting it that way, then
Yeah, I think
yes.
just the GOTA station itself is.
So
Yeah,
you have to have one operator get 10 contacts for it to get the GOTA points.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can't just have the station. You got to have someone utilizing it for
Mhm.
at least 10 contacts to get the point. And then I
Mhm.
think you might get more points having other individual operators doing it too.
don't set up a mountaintop or at your GOTA station.
No, no, for sure. No, don't do
Dude,
that.
my neighbor just bought one of those True SDXs.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that thing sucks.
Yeah,
I'm so
it's-
glad I didn't buy one.
yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Well, did he get the true SDX or the Chinese knockoff? Of
Oh,
it?
I guarantee you he got the Chinese. He goes
Okay,
like
yeah.
apparently Amazon has auctions for returns or something. So he's always going on this Amazon auction site thing, and he got it for $35.
Oh,
so he just showed it to me the other day.
Yeah.
And like, I knew the speaker sounded like crap, but I've never actually seen one in real life and held it.
Yeah.
And it's like, they literally brainstormed and had a board meeting about what's the worst speaker we can find to put in this.
Right.
And that's what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amazon absolutely does that. I mean, there are people whose YouTube channel is buying like a pallet of crap from Amazon.
From Amazon.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, the great ideas are right there in front of you. So that's good. But those knockoffs. I've got a couple of the knockoffs. They're not good. The True SDX is okay. It's not great, but it's okay.
Yeah,
I
couldn't
Jason,
tell you which one.
One of the stations. So here's some of the equipment. So
okay.
One of the stations is a Flex.
Okay.
So that's in one. That's the one that's primarily running 20 meters.
Okay.
There's an FTDX10 is one of the stations.
Okay.
I
should bring my my new Maestro.
Oh,
I can
there you
connect
go.
to the Flex and okay. I might do that. Okay.
How's that going to help you for field day?
If a Flex radio is there, then we just connect it. We connect the Maestro. We connect them. I'll have Starlink running. So if they're both on Starlink, I can walk around with the Maestro. It's just something.
So he can sit at the fire pit, smoke a cigar, and run FT8. Right. That's why.
Well.
Oh yeah, that's not going to do anything for the club though.
Sure, it will.
You can make contacts with the club call.
Yeah.
If it's
the radio won't be there.
Yeah, that's what Rob's saying. They were bringing a Flex to
there's
the
a
location.
Flex.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about connecting to your Flex
stations.
at home. I missed
No.
Okay.
No.
Sorry, I'm the confused guy in the bunch.
I did that one year at our field day. I brought my Flex radio to field day, and when the sun went down, the mosquitoes were getting kind of bad, and we went inside the trailer, and I just had my laptop, or my tablet actually, connected to my Flex outside on the antenna, and I was working FT8. And I worked FT8 until I fell asleep. So, yeah, that's a
lot
cool
of
thing
work
to have.
running FT8, man. That's all a button.
I know it.
Man.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait a
especially
minute.
when you get those like, they got like a +5 signal and it just keeps going back and forth and they're not hearing.
Yes, I know they're not
That's
hearing
tough,
you. Yeah,
man. You're
yeah.
like, come on.
It is. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. It's like, come on. Yeah. That's true.
You called me.
You called me. What you want my name for? You called me. $50 million? Who you think you kidnapped? Chelsea Clinton?
Love it.
Oh boy, yeah. Somebody mentioned that on one of my Maritime Mobile Net videos, they're like, some guy, or no, this was a comment on the one of the Reddit posts. It says, you guys are crying about this turmoil up here, and I'm down here at 14.030, and I don't hear any of that. And I was like, yeah, 14.074 is pretty quiet too.
Yeah.
And he comes back, he's like, well, robots are always well behaved. And I'm like, really? You've never seen the Terminator or the Matrix?
I love it. I love every second
that
of
new
that.
that new Microsoft recall. That's going to be a real winner. You want to give your computer immediate AIDS? Turn that on.
Yeah, no doubt.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see that unravel.
Oh yeah.
With my pure hatred for Windows and they're just it's just the worst software in the world. It's going to be so bad, and I'm just going to sit back and laugh. Can't wait.
We'll see.
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
Make my words. I'm quoting right now. Hear ye on this day.
Yeah. No doubt.
Well, I'm looking forward to this weekend to get out there, hang out with y'all. It's because it's been a bit.
So I'll bring some batteries, my cooler, my canopy, chairs and stuff. What else do we need? I mean, water.
What are you gonna have for
food?
What are you gonna have for food? What's the food menu?
That was talked back channel. I wasn't gonna bring that up, but
You're gonna have some hot dogs.
we're
You're gonna do
talking
some
field
Joey
day.
Chestnut hot dog eating competition.
We're gonna bring food for ourselves. Now, if people want to come out and show up and whatnot, I think the club
Yeah, so
cooks a certain amount of food, but I mean, if we have swarms of people show up, there's not going to be food for everybody. But we're gonna feed ourselves. So yeah.
What do we have to cook on?
Don't be a
Frank's
moocher.
little grill thing.
Yeah,
I will bring my grill thing. That will gives us 2 stove burners and enough to make breakfast sausage and burritos in the morning. Jason's gonna bring, I believe, hot dogs or hamburgers for Friday night. And
Mm-hmm.
I think I should.
We could make s'mores just by sticking a marshmallow on a stick and holding it up in the air.
If you want to bring s'more stuff, I'm sure you can ask Emily, and she can make those amazing bourbon marshmallows.
You know what? I don't think she wants to make those again because the last time she made those, I brought back about 50-60% of them. We didn't eat them all. And she's like, "Well, these take a long time to make, and she doesn't mind making them, but if we're not going to eat them, then."
I had my fair share.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
You know, and I don't know. It's I'm not big on sweets at all. Like I don't eat cake or cookies or this kind of thing. So I think I might have eaten like 2 that time. So I know I didn't eat very many of them. But I love them. They're great. Don't get me wrong. They're fantastic.
And if she can then maybe just do those snacks that she did with the sauteing chips and the seasoning that she did in one year.
Frank putting in his order.
I know I am. I'm trying to.
Can we get a menu?
Chips and cookies and s'mores.
She's probably listening. She might.
I know.
Yeah,
those,
she's probably listening.
She made cookies for Dayton. Those were delicious.
Yes.
Those
were really I ate ginger snaps. I had like
Is that
5
what
or
they
6
were?
of those.
No, those were molasses cookies.
Yeah, I thought they were molasses
yeah.
cookies.
Those were molasses cookies. So she's made ginger snaps before, but
were
yeah.
As soon as I heard
we
they
could
were
have
in there,
ginger
I was
snap and
sneaking them.
molasses cookies.
Yeah. Rob,
on-
here's a question for you: Is there running water out there?
No,
Is there not even at like
there
some
is.
kind of?
Yeah, I mean, if you go back to like the gate area, I believe they've got stuff there, right? But I mean, the club brings a ton of bottled water and sodas, right?
Yeah, and I will do the same myself. I'm okay, there she is, taking orders now. So Frank's asking about those spicy saltine crackers, but she uses the mini saltines, but those are good. No, I wonder if I get out there if I can fill up my fresh water tank on the RV.
I'll be at the gate.
There's a place to do that.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
Fill up a water bottle from the water fountain and
because I'm gonna want to shower at night, and
It's one night. I'll wash my hair the next day, and I'll be fine. Go ahead.
Well,
Rob.
I think we're gonna stay for 2 nights, and we're gonna be out there
I
all
still
day
wash my hair
on
every morning.
Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
definitely gonna want to shower.
Yeah, I'm gonna want to shower, but
if there's a cold
If
If you
hose,
don't
you're gonna have to
shower,
take prison
Frank, you're not sleeping
showers.
in the camper.
Rob, you had something?
Yeah, well, I was just going to say on Saturday, the club brings in a smoker and provides barbecue for Saturday evening.
Okay.
So there's usually brisket, ribs, sausage.
Mm-hmm.
So, a good selection of barbecue.
Brisket makes a good ground plane.
Thank you,
Real
the door
salty.
chick. She said she will make the hot crackers for us and some cookies.
Yeah. Okay.
That makes me happy.
There you go.
Oh, the
There you
hot
go.
crackers were good. I don't know where I had
Yeah.
the hot crackers. Where did she bring the hot crackers?
She
to?
probably brought those to Huntsville.
Oh, they were. Yeah. I made
She brought several things to Huntsville the last 2 years since she comes with us to Huntsville. So
hot crackers.
yeah,
Hot crackers.
hot crackers. So
That just sounds hot.
yeah.
Well,
And we're not talking about sexy looking white people. We're just hot.
You went there.
So, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I want to know when we didn't eat all the marshmallows. I can't.
I think it
just
was
can't imagine.
last field day when it was hot.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I
We were.
can't.
Yeah.
Didn't
It was
all
just me
melt
and
into,
Mike
like,
with
a
the
ball?
flamethrower.
There was one time where it melted into a ball because we had them in the truck, but they fell down on the back on the floorboard of the back seat of the truck,
Yeah.
and I guess that gets hot
Grand
enough to
Canyon
melt
trip.
marshmallows.
Um,
That's what the Grand Canyon trip, because
Now,
I had them sitting up on the console, and I guess they fell when I turned the truck.
I
or
think it
something.
was last field
But-
day. Me and Mike turned my flamethrower upside down, and we were melting marshmallows off of it. But I think it was just the heat and hotness, or how hot it was. No one really wanted to snack on it. So maybe they're
Yeah.
not a good summer field day treat.
It's Valerie Bertinelli. Isn't that Eddie Van
yeah.
Halen's wife?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, did Eddie Van Halen eat those marshmallows?
Eat those marshmallows.
Mike, you
would-
better eat some
yeah.
more and get some good guitar picking in.
Yeah. We should.
I
Oh,
wish
boy.
that worked.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Now,
But,
I'm,
yeah,
I'm
there was
looking
one.
forward
I
to
don't
this
remember.
change.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
this will
It
be
should
fun.
should be fun. Should be really fun.
And then
So-
you said you might do some four wheeling.
I might. Yeah. It looks like if you go to the website, it has trails listed by. It says one wheel, which I guess means like a motorcycle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
do
Unicycle.
unicycle.
One-
trails.
Motorized
Well, maybe
unicycle.
Maybe it started at 2 wheels, but they had 2, 3, 4, and 5 wheels, and I'm like,
It's a clown. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
clown
yeah.
field day breaks out.
yeah, yeah.
You say 5.
You
But-
said one wheel. I'm bringing
Three
my
I
wheels.
think that's just. I think that's just the level. I think they're using 1 through 5 as just
Yeah.
the level of hardness. So yeah, I would probably go in like a 2, maybe a 3, probably a 2 at first, and I'm not going to do a 4 or 5 because I don't have a rock crawl. I don't want to do any rock crawling. I don't have a rock crawler. I don't know if they have rock crawling trails out there or not, but I'd like to do a kind of a nice, low to mid grade trail and go out there and kind of see what it's about. So.
Gonna be a hoot.
Oh, NAYO's putting in a request for the hot saltines for Yellowstone. We're going to need all the snacks we can get. That's probably true.
You know what? There might be
some
a chance
berries.
that they won't make it to Yellowstone because they'll
Yeah.
be gone.
Yeah. I mean, we got to drive 3 days to southern Utah, go to a
Utah.
Hamfest that weekend, and drive up through Salt Lake. By the time we get to Yellowstone, it's a good chance those will be gone. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about it, Mike.
Save him one.
Yeah. I'll save
Yes.
one.
One cracker.
Yeah, one cracker.
Put it in an envelope and
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mike says he has your chairs, Frank.
Yep, I remember very well, Mike.
I think he's saying he's holding them hostage for the crackers.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
That's good.
Oh man.
But anyway, so yeah, so if anyone's in Bridgeport area, we did clear this with the club. We didn't want to make this announcement and say have a bunch of people show up that they didn't know about. So we asked them about it, and they're like, yeah, sure. So Bridgeport's kind of out there. It's not really close to the Metroplex, so but it's, it would be a cool place to hang. And if you have an overland or off-road vehicle, then you're probably going to want to come out and check out that trail park anyway, even if
Yeah.
you don't want to do field day. So,
Mhm.
Well,
so-
if you have one of those vehicles, you probably already know about that part.
yeah, probably so, or maybe you've heard of it.
Remind me,
But-
I do need to do a phone call for the Yellowstone trip. 45 Auto says bear-proof snack containers. That was a
yeah.
open question. I need to get answered.
Yep. Okay. Well, good.
Here's your
Okay.
reminder, Frank.
No, I mean like tomorrow, because they're not open right now, and I've been drinking.
There's apps to do that.
Yeah. They're not open today. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if Chris replied to me. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you to the 4 of you on Zoom as well. Once again, I said at the beginning of the stream, I was supposed to have Chris on tonight, author of the Going Home series, and he literally has a broken down car in Florida right now. So we laughed about that a little bit. But I'm gonna call him on the phone tomorrow. We're gonna figure out another time to come on. So I absolutely want to have him on. Someone made a mention in one of the here's something. So there is if you've ever read the books, you probably recognize the name Stump Knocker. It's a call sign of one of the military guys. There's a Stump Knocker net on DMR every Monday night. So, and there's a Stump Knocker talk group. So if you look up Stump Knocker in the DMR talk groups, I think it's on They told me it was on TGIF, but I thought I put Brandmeister Talk Group in there, but I can't remember right now. But look up Stump Knocker Net, Stump Knocker DMR. And I've checked into it the last 2 or maybe 3 weeks. And I'll probably check into it tomorrow night because I should be here. Or I should be at home, I should say.
Is that name just coincidence, or is it actually...
No, it follows the book. It came from the book. So, Chris, I haven't ever heard Chris. I'm told that Chris got his ham radio license after he started writing those books, and that was one of the things I was going to ask him about tonight. 7.3 ham radio Stump Knocker is great. So, it's TGI. I thought it was a TGIF. For some reason, I was thinking it's Brandmeister, but I thought no, it's a TGIF talk group. So, But yeah, so look that up. I've checked in to that for the last 2 or 3, and it's small. It's like 6 or 8 check-ins. It's not very big, but I figured that I say something on YouTube, we might have a few more check-ins tomorrow night. So check that out if you want to. But yeah, field day next weekend. Looking forward to it. You'll see some video coming out of Bridgeport, and from us, and I guess everyone but Kyle. Kyle, if you want to drive out, you're welcome to. Bud.
Come on out, Kyle.
Kyle.
It's a long drive. I don't know. There's going to be hot crackers.
Hot crackers. And your truck does have 100,000 miles on it now. That little toy truck you've got, it's got 100,000 miles on it.
Bring that little camper down here.
Bring your hiker out, dude.
I hear
my little toy truck.
Yeah.
If you jump on Southwest, I hear they're doing barrel rolls now.
I saw your post, Kyle. I guess it was on Twitter like a month ago, and you're like, I love this truck. I just turned 100,000 miles, and I was like, I was not near my truck at the time. I was like, really wanting to take a picture of my odometer and reply to you and say, "Oh, how cute!" Because mine's got like 316,000.
I know, but you don't understand. I have had cars that get to like 140, and they just absolutely explode.
Yeah.
So
you're not there yet, so you have no idea.
Right?
They've all been Fords. That's the problem.
No.
213,000 miles on my Fusion, and now my nephew's driving it.
My Fusion got to 155 and exploded.
I think.
Well, when I talk about Fords, I'm talking about trucks. I'm not talking about cars.
Yeah.
But my wife's first Escape had 260,000 miles on it before we got rid of it.
I had 2 Rangers. My first 2 cars, my first 2 automobiles were Rangers, and I drove them to 170,000 miles, and they were great. And then I got Exploders, and they exploded. And then I got a Fusion, and that exploded. So now I've got a Tacoma, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's going to take 300,000 miles." I'm just like, "Well, you just jinxed me because that thing's gonna explode at 120."
Right? Yeah.
Izzo has a great question, and I'm going to bring it up here.
Go ahead.
He said, "Does Polo software support field day logging?"
Yes,
it does.
I haven't even used that yet.
It does.
So
winter field day and field day.
Cool. What software are they using out there, Rob? Do you know?
M3 JFDT with all Windows computers. Maybe a Crapopolis or whatever that is without bricking it.
I was asking
over/under on how many Windows computers are broken this weekend.
Yeah.
It is N3FJP.
N3FJP. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we've got that. So.
And somebody else takes care of that. Frank doesn't have to touch any of it. He doesn't have to mess with the network.
Good.
It's all done. It's all done.
Yeah.
Network is not hard.
Yeah,
it's not hard.
No,
with doing the TCP logging, all you got to do is make sure your computer's up and your network is stable, and after that, it's pretty fine. Minus rogue Windows updates.
And that's his story, and he's sticking to it.
Rogue Windows updates, yes, for sure.
I did a video on it, and that makes it the truth.
Yeah,
well, it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
That's right. It's got to be true.
Well, cool. Thanks, guys. I appreciate everyone hopping on at the last minute tonight. This is it's always a fun conversation. Of course, we will get Chris on here in the next few weeks. Next week, I would bring Chris on next week, but next weekend I actually have. So let me real quick. This is the last thing I'll say. I'm gonna shut it down. So some of you might have heard me say this already, but for whatever reason, we did a live stream from Dayton on Wednesday before Hamvention. It was Rob, Frank, Mike, I think you were there. Kyle, I don't think you were there yet. And it was 2 or 3 other people. We were at the campsite at Hamvention on Wednesday, and we live streamed for 2 hours. And it was a great live stream, a lot of participation, had a fun time. We go to sleep that night, wake up the next morning, and every live, including that one, every live stream on my channel from 2024 was gone. Just completely gone. So all of my uploaded videos were there, all of my posts, my comments, everything was fine. Just the live streams were gone.
It was another Windows update.
Yeah, probably so. So I contacted YouTube, and they're like, yeah, we think that one of your admins deleted them. I'm like, I don't have any admins that have rights to delete or upload to my channel. So we went through that, and they were able to restore some of them, but not all of them. So all of that to say, HamCon Zion, those guys were on the channel 2 or 3 months ago talking about the HamFest next month in July that we're going to, that Frank and I are going to. Now, I have them all downloaded, but if I upload it today, then it's old information, and it's kind of like, oh, you know, why is this? It might confuse people. So I reached out to them, and I'm like, hey, why don't you guys come back on? I was wanting to get you back on anyway to talk about, once we got closer to the show, you've got some updates to share with us. So they will be on the channel this time next week. So we'll have the nice folks from HamCom Zion on the channel next week to talk about that HamFest in southern Utah, which is in July. So that's where we are there. But thank you guys for being here once again. Hope to see many of you in this area at Field Day next weekend. And Kyle, maybe we can work you on the air if you don't make it out here.
Sounds good.
All right. See you guys.
Hey, happy Father's Day, too.
Yeah, and happy Father's Day to everybody, for sure. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.